How you doing, Tuva?
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good. Just
Hanging out. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
Is
good.
that a Nickelback shirt?
Okay, are you against it or are you for it?
You know what? Like, I think I've I'm not saying I've changed my mind. I'm saying I don't hate on them anymore.
You
I
don't.
respect them.
What happened? What happened
I
before?
you know, when I was 14, I was like, ew, right?
Yeah.
Because I was into My Chemical Romance and
Mhm.
shit and being, cool. And I was like a hater. And then I don't like the music, but as people, they work hard, and they haven't done anything wrong, I don't think. I
You don't think?
I don't know. I don't know, that Chad guy.
He's a
kind of fishy, I
Chad.
guess.
Chad is a
His name
Chad.
is Chad. But as some hardworking Canadian men, good on them. And sometimes they're not bad. They're just not my thing. And because they're not my thing, it doesn't mean I have to hate them. They're just hanging out and they have a lot of money, so they're doing something right. And I can't shit on them for that.
You can't because they have money and we don't.
I am so poor and they are not. So
let's go poor games.
Yeah. I'm so broke, but good on them.
Good on them. Okay, you've been bugging me, Tuva, to get on this podcast for a minute, right?
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah. Are you excited that you're on it now?
Yeah. I just like talking, man. I'm so excited.
You just want to banter, just run the mills of what you want to speak basically on this?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Is there anything your unburning thoughts that you're like, yo, I want to get this out there?
At the moment, no.
Okay.
Not really. We've been we've been doing band plans and stuff, but nothing really crazy.
Like what?
We're finally making an EP after forever. I haven't released any music since before the pandemic, and it was Garbo. Oh. So as a band, we have one song out, and we're gonna do more. We're gonna do more of them.
Is it gonna be a long EP, like a 6-song EP?
No. Or... Listen, right? Okay. So I somehow accidentally, partially accidentally, and then some of them intentionally, my songs are kind of two versions of each other. It's weird. So I'm dividing it into an EP, right? So it's the before one and the after one. So it's because when I looked at all the songs I wrote, I'm like, oh my god, this one song Haunt and this one song How Long are two versions of the same song that mirror each other. So they're gonna go on two different EPs that are only gonna be 6 songs each. But it's something. And then you have something out, and then you have a reason to write a grant. And then you have album money. Thinking ahead. I took a business, what's the word when you go to a conference? Not a conference, when you go workshop. Music business workshop. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I learned.
I don't understand how grants work and everything. Bunch of people tell me, oh yeah, let's get a grant for this music video and this thing. Please explain to me, what is a grant, Tuva?
I'm gonna be so real with you, Chief. I've been to the same workshop 3 times, and
you still don't know either.
From what I know, is Manitoba Music. You work with them, you can write grants, and I'm sure if you talk to them, they are so much smarter than me. And if you're a member, you can work with someone and you write a grant for either touring or an album, and you have to you're asking for a certain amount of money that you can kind of promise you'll be able to pay back.
Oh, so it's a loan basically.
Yeah, but a productive loan, because they're also not gonna hunt you down for it. I don't think there's an interest or whatever. It's just okay, eventually, from the sales of this album, you'll get us back for this money, right? Because they're for the artist. They don't want to scam you, but they just want to make sure you can start somewhere. Oh. But I've never done it before, so I'm also not good at math.
Oh, you're not good at
Go ahead.
math or money management.
None of that. No, I'm
Okay.
good with words.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's what I
Sick.
got.
We
I'm good
we
with
love that.
words and hanging out. I got vibes. That's what I
Vibes?
got.
We just
Yeah, I
vibe
got
check here?
I got like I'm an expert in hanging loose and kicking it with the guys.
I support that. I support that fully.
Thank
I
you.
support that.
I appreciate that. Thank
So how
you.
many songs have you got worked upon with this next EP that you got going on?
Like
Hold
how
on.
many songs are done?
Yeah.
So far, like 2.5.
Okay.
We're currently like getting into the studio
Ooh.
like right away. Like hopefully the first one is out by like before winter is the plan.
Ooh.
We'll see. You know, go with the flow. That's the plan.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the very beginning, Tuva. How did you first start getting into music? Like, what got you into music?
God. Oh boy. So like I was kind of always like a big music kid because my dad was like a big music guy and he like got me to sing all these like songs on the guitar. And then I joined choir when I was in like grade 1 and then was in choir every single year until the 12th grade. I was just like the choir guy. And when I got to middle school, I started listening to 21 Pilots and this changed everything.
Oh
So
no.
I was so like disgustingly obsessed with this band and also at the time like very much questioning my gender that I decided to like almost become Tyler Joseph. And like I learned ukulele only to learn 21 Pilot songs, and the only songs I knew were 21 Pilot songs. And then from that I started writing songs that were just direct ripoffs of 21 Pilot songs that would be literally considered plagiarism to this day, so these songs don't exist, but you know, you're 12, it's fun. And through that I ended up just like making my own music very slowly because like I still like them a lot, but I started listening to like other music and expanding and like curing myself of this like sick disease. And I eventually was like, you know what? Because I also would write a lot of stories when I was a kid, and continuing into like high school, I was like a big like writing short stories, guys, like fiction and stuff. So I ended up just being like, I could just like write the song, and I wrote my first like actual song that wasn't like a complete fucking ripoff. That was like, this is like alright when I was like 13, and then I was like, I could do this. And then I just did that more. And then people were like, wow, you have like you're so beyond your years, because I was writing about things that like probably didn't actually happen at the time, because you know, you're like a teenager and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about this like boyfriend I never had and heartbreak, like, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is so deep." And I'm like, "Right?"
Hey, it's fine.
Right,
I made a song
guys?
about a girl at the bar that ghosted me. That's fine. So,
Right? I literally just finished writing a song because I've been playing this game called Sunhaven, which is very similar to like Stardew. And there's this like elf girl, and her name is Iris, and she's super cool, and I want to be like her best friend in the game because you can like romance the characters and stuff. And I missed her birthday, and I was so actually upset about it that I wrote a whole song called Iris, I'm sorry I missed your birthday. And like this is where we're at now.
what
This
is
is what it's become.
you can create anything out of music.
I know.
Like
I
anything.
I've run out of ideas. Nothing has really been like going on in my life that warrants writing a song, so now I'm just kind of like, I mean, I'm not even making it up. Like I genuinely felt really bad. Like I felt like actual like guilt about it, and I've been thinking about it for like a minute now. I need to get off the game.
Oh
I
no. Oh
need to
no.
log out.
Oh no.
It's addictive, man. But it's a good song, so
So, what
thanks.
makes you, I guess, creative? Like, I guess for just experiences and everything. Like, okay, how do you go about and being like, yo, I want to create a song now because of this? I guess.
I I do not know how to actually talk to people about things that matter. Like I can have like fun conversations and stuff, but anything like serious that's like actually like not like silly funny. I'm physically incapable, and it's partially because of, like neurodivergency, and that's probably actually like 90% of it, but it's also just because like I never talked about anything serious when I was a kid, so now anything that like, because like people get so confused because when they meet me they think I'm like and because I am like a silly
What?
crazy like quirky but they're like, these songs are so like are you doing all right?
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, yeah.
I just want to let my feelings
Yeah,
go, okay? Like, let me be
yeah.
sad. Like, jeez.
It's literally the only way I can communicate like any emotion that isn't just like hanging
Well, yeah,
loose,
yeah,
chilling out.
yeah. You
So
don't want
that's
to pay
kind of,
for a good old what's its face, therapist.
yeah, no, that I tried and she was great, but it's so expensive. I'm so poor.
We all
I'm
poor
so
here.
poor.
We all poor
I'm so
here.
poor.
And
But yeah, that, and I really like words, and I like other people's words a lot, and
wait,
now I'm a word guy.
what? Wait,
I like words. I
you
like,
like other people's work? Like, what do you mean by
yeah,
other people's words?
not like when people like they like spit like bars or something, and I'm like, damn, that was tight. I don't know, like anything, and out of anything that I pay attention to the most in music, it's like the lyrics.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't give a fuck about. I mean, like I guess if like the instrumentals are like annoying as shit, but like I don't give a fuck really about how anything else is sounding.
Yeah.
But like most of my favorite songs, people are like, this is like 7 minutes long, and this is so boring. I'm like, no, listen. Like listen to it. I don't care that it's the same 5 chords for 7 minutes. You have to listen. Like oh my god, one of my favorite songs. Hold on,
Mhm.
the title is super long, so I have to look it up. It's
Yeah.
hold on.
We're
Give me
holding. We're holding. We're holding.
oh, oh yeah. One of my like favorite songs. It's by this artist called Jeffrey Lewis, and it's called the Chelsea Hotel Oral Sex Song, and it is literally the one of the saddest songs I think I've ever heard in my life, and it is 7 minutes and 3 seconds long. Masterpiece music, changed my life. Like, oh my god. And like people are like, this is really boring, and I'm like, no, but it's like a whole story.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, I read a lot of books, and now I like words. That's what happened. Yeah.
So, how did you start the band, Jupiter Meltdown?
Oh my god. Okay. So I was kind of just like hanging out, right? And like I would go to a lot of shows
Yeah.
for like bands in like the scene, and I didn't do much because I was doing solo stuff, and that was lame, but like I was kind of like the folk guy,
The
and
fuck guy.
I was the folk guy. I still kind of am, but like there are two wolves living inside of me. One of them is folk guy, one of them goes, it's a good time. And it started because because I was doing this project for CBC where I wanted to like do a thing on like the local music scene to be like,
Yeah.
we're better than everyone else in the country. Winnipeg rules. And I interviewed what was then Memorial Brigade, and
Oh.
that's how I first ever like came into contact with them. And I talked to like, it was Nick and Derek and Liam, I believe, and I
Okay.
talked to them, and then that's how we kind of like came into contact.
Mhm.
And then like a year later, because like Nick had brought up the idea of like if I ever needed a band to play with, like he'd be down. And the Real Love had asked me to do a Halloween show.
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
like, what if I did like a band thing?
Ooh.
And so I asked Nick, and then Nick asked the rest of the band, who is now Kokomono. And then
Wow.
we formed to do this one-off show where we all dressed up as Velma from Scooby-Doo, because we thought it'd be funny that the entire bit was that we said we were going to do Mystery Incorporated, but none of us communicated who was going to be who, so we all just show up as Velma. And we called ourselves the Velmas, and everyone was wearing like, the entire outfit. Like everyone got the skirt and the socks and the turtleneck and the glasses, and it was a wonderful show. And after that we're like, this fucked. we should do this more. And then the band began, and we didn't come up with a name for ourselves forever, but then we did. And now we're Jupiter Meltdown, and it's been like a year and a half.
You should
Yeah.
have called yourselves the Velmas.
See, we thought about it. I
Yeah.
thought about it. But it just wasn't the vibe.
Really?
I can picture what the Velmas would sound like, and it's very much kind of like girly pop,
Indie?
grungier. I almost I want to do a side project with that name because that's just not the vibe,
Maybe.
It's different.
Maybe. No,
It's
you just call the Velmas and then you just go hardcore, post-hardcore, deathcore.
That'd be funny.
That'd be funny
good.
too.
I'm trying to learn how to scream. That's my next goal.
Oh no.
Is I want to be the guy who screams.
Yeah,
But
I can't scream either. Everyone's like, "Yo, can you scream?" I'm like, "Nah, I could not. I could yell. I'll just yell."
no, I can yell. Yelling is fun. I can't
Oh.
scream. I want to be the guy who screams though, because no one would expect it, and they'd be
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Wow, this guy can scream. Wow.
Exactly, and it'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll learn.
You'll learn. Everyone learns. You just have to go through a lot of tutorials on YouTube, and then you're good.
I was just about to say that I can just look something up on the internet.
Yeah, look on
I'll
the
watch a
internet.
video.
I feel like it's good to learn on the internet, but also I feel like you need to get a vocal coach for it though too, so you don't damage it.
Cost money.
But you don't want to damage your vocals and know, hey, I'm screwing myself,
Yeah, you're probably right. But more.
I'm curious.
I'll just ask Zach or something. He knows how to scream now. I'll get him to teach me.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Just do double scream.
Yeah.
I'm curious about if you have a song that you wish you never wrote, Tuva. Why did you make this? Is there a song that you have?
This is this is a controversial opinion because a lot of people really like this song. I hate it. I hate it so much because I wrote it for the wrong reasons. I wrote it about this guy who very much was not the person that I had made up in my head, and this entire song is about this person that pretty much doesn't exist because I was delusional and pretty much trying to justify this really weird behavior. And so it's called this song's called Central Downtown because that's where he lived. Whoa. I'm really good at naming shit. And I hate it. I don't know. It's just cuz that's I wrote it back when I thought he was a cool dude, and he's not a cool dude. And now every time I sing it, I'm just you don't deserve this song. This song is for someone who should be nice. But unfortunately, he was not nice. But yeah, people like that one because it does go kind of nuts at the end. It's also long, so I don't I always try and cut it from sets when we can, so I can add 2 more songs instead of one long one. But everyone's like, "No, we gotta," and I'm like, because I don't know, people like it, and I don't hate it. I just hate what it's about. Yeah. I just don't. It makes me feel sad. But that's kind of all. I like all my other songs. I don't got I mean, the songs I don't I don't regret writing. I just don't do them anymore. Exactly. I just retire them. Yeah.
I feel like once you get more music in your discography, that's when you could start retiring more songs, like that song in particular. Just write more songs, release more songs, and be like, yo,
write a better banger.
Yeah, great more bang. Get another banger. But then also I've realized too, if I'm writing a song too, and she's like, oh, how can I top this other song? But I can't.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Oh no, there's songs specifically that I wrote when I was 16 years old that I will never be able to write better than that, and it pisses me off to this day. There's specifically Haunt. I wrote that song when I was 15 and 16, and nothing lyrically has been more good than that song ever since, and it makes me really, really mad because I'm like, what was I doing then that I'm not doing now? I can't figure it out. I don't know, maybe I was just going outside more or something. I don't know, man. I didn't smoke as much weed, so I can think. But yeah, no, I don't I don't think anything I've written now is like
Mhm.
inherently like, worse, but that was kind of peak. And I don't know how to get it back, but
You,
that's okay.
you know what else is peak?
Hmm.
What's it like being a woman-fronted band in this space, Tuva? Tell me about it. Are you happy about being?
Like like to be so real,
Mhm.
recently it's been like tight. Like
Yeah.
in the time that I've been in a band, because this is not my first band. In the time that I've been
Mhm.
in a band this time around, it's been like way more chill, especially because I'm actually involved in like the scene that I'm in.
Yeah.
Because my first band, I was kind of just on the outskirts, like doing whatever. This time it's like we got like a community, and most of my friends are other like non-binary slash female musicians, so we're all kind of like in it together. And like, I don't know, I my first band, I did not feel like anyone took me seriously, also because I was the youngest, but I was also writing all the songs and booking all the shows and doing all the stuff and all the business jazz or whatever, which wasn't a lot at the time because I was 14, but still, somehow, even though I was doing all this, everything I said was like not taking seriously because it's like I'm just a
Dang.
14-year-old girl in front of you.
Yeah, I'm
But
surprised being 14 too, and you're just booking all this and everything too, right?
it wasn't a lot. It was literally like Sam's Place and
Oh, yeah.
like we do like showcase shows for this music program we were in and stuff. So it wasn't like crazy shit, but it was like,
Yeah. That's
the
okay.
only shit we did. It was the only stuff we had.
Yeah.
And no, I was kind of just like I didn't, even though I was the one who, formed the band, like it was the band that I made. I felt like the least important member. And not this time. This time everyone's like real cool about it. They're like, "That's look at you, queen. Go get him." Yes. And I'm like,
Heck yeah.
"Ah, yeah." And it helps that like everyone who listens to us, pretty much like 90% of our demographic is gay. So it's
You're
a good
good.
time for all of us.
Hmm?
Yeah. It's a good time for all of us.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
all just queer and hanging out, and no one's mean to me for being a woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're mean to me because I'm uncomfortable to be around in a social setting.
Damn it, Tua. Damn it.
But that's not it.
Well, going back into the music scene, like you're recently in Winnipeg, do you think it's going in like a good direction, or do you think not?
I think it's always been. I mean, like, I've been involved in the music community since I was about 14, 15, and every single year is like a new opportunity has opened, and there's always new bands coming in, and there's always bands that I've seen that are now leaving the city and going to venture out to like Toronto and Vancouver and stuff. Like Winnipeg, to my, knowledge and hope and belief, is kind of like the biggest local music scene in the country, or at least the best. In my that's my opinion, is that we're the best, because that's
I
my
I think so
hometown
too.
pride. Woo! But like we have a lot of like crazy good fucking artists that are going on tour in Europe and are like moving out and going to LA and shit. And I'm like, good man, good on y'all. So we're kind of always gonna be going up, and eventually we're gonna be better than Toronto. Cause screw those guys. I don't care about those guys. Vancouver, they can hang out, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
They're fine. They
Vancouver's
can
the
come.
homies, but then you go to
Yeah.
nah, it's Toronto,
Yep.
nah.
Fuck Toronto, man. Winnipeg, we're gonna like we already, our music scene is way better, and we're gonna be popping off way more. I don't think we can really go down from here.
Nah, I think like legit over recent years, I feel like Winnipeg is now getting more and more on the map. I feel like for a lot
Mm-hmm.
more
Oh yeah,
international and North America artists in general.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we know how to make that good music. We're the real Midwest. Like all these Midwest emo bands, like, all right, you're cool, but we are really, we are
Oh
the
yeah.
Midwest.
Yeah, we
We are
are the
the
Midwest.
Midwest.
We're
Yeah, that's why our music's so good.
location wise, we are the Midwest.
Yeah, and that's why we only make bangers.
Yeah,
We only make bangers over here.
like I feel like artists get more, well, they don't get discovered here. Well, they're starting to get discovered here, but I feel like there's a lot more bands getting formed here, but also venturing out of the city compared to other places
Yeah,
in
because
other.
people work harder here.
Mhm.
People work so, like, I'm not allowed to talk because I am so lazy, but the amount of effort I see everyone else doing makes me very jealous. And I wish I had a better work ethic because I'm like, God damn you. Because, like, I'm not saying it's easy, but I definitely think it is a little bit easier if you're from Vancouver and Toronto
Oh
because you
yeah.
can kind of have these connections and there's just way more of you.
Mhm.
There's just a lot of people. But in Winnipeg, when you're like passionate about something, you're like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Because you live in Winnipeg. That is the
Mhm.
primary motivation. Like,
You
we are
live in
so
Winnipeg, get out of
successful.
Winnipeg.
Like, we're so successful because it's like we know that it's this or we're going to retire here. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like, I mean, me personally, I can't speak for everyone else, but me personally, I would like to leave. I would like to come back and visit,
Oh yeah.
but I would like to leave and live somewhere where I can walk in the wintertime
Well,
and
yeah.
see a sidewalk and not fall on my ass, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's why we're so good, because we know we're like, listen, we got the grind and we're
It's
getting out of
yeah.
here.
It's a good city for the summer, spring, I feel like any
Oh,
artist
yeah,
should
no.
come here for that time.
Winnipeg summers and the best. And the fall, I love it. I would go like just hang out at the skate park and do nothing all day long. All summer. I won't go nowhere. And I'm like, this is primo shit for me, man. I like it. Nah, like that's what I'd miss. But I specifically for the winters, I can't I can't do it. Like, what are you gonna do if you like need like a walker or a wheelchair and you want to go to the store and there's no sidewalk? It's just like mini mountain ranges because like they don't know how to like flatten out the ice, so you're just walking through like moon craters if you want to go get coffee.
Yo, city,
Like,
hire Tuva. Hire Tuva
I
and
know,
go
right? I
sit.
got the big ideas. Like, how you supposed to like what am I gonna do when I'm like 80 years old and I can't use my legs? Uh, Get DoorDash. No, I'll be poor probably.
Yeah,
No.
DoorDash is
Poor
expensive.
now. I'll be poor now, I'll be poor then. Alright.
No. We'll see if you do even retire. That's the thing about cost of living now.
No, right? That's
It's
why
so
like
bad.
two options in my life, right? I'm gonna be really successful music wise,
Hmm.
or I'm gonna be a really, really good housewife.
Let's go. We support that. We support that.
Dude, cause like how
Yeah.
else? I can't pay for a place. It's impossible. I
Yeah.
don't want to live in an apartment for the rest of my life. I mean, I don't right now, but eventually I will, and then probably I will want to leave it. I mean, I guess I gotta like leave home first, but one step at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time for everyone.
One step at a time.
What's 5 things you didn't know when you first did your first show that you now know basically a breeze of doing those 5 key things, Tuba?
What qualifies first show?
Your first ever show, not Jupiter, but your first show
Like
ever,
ever? Because that
ever.
was a grade 6 talent show.
Okay, not that. Like your
And that
music
no,
thing.
like that changed my life. That grade 6 talent show really point. But I don't even remember like my
First
first
show that you actually booked, I would say. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's still I'm trying to like because it was a weird transition of like I went from doing this talent show to busking all the
Mm.
time. And then from busking I did this like Just TV program and then there was like these showcases that we do like twice a year, but I can't remember specifically which one would have been like the first showcase we did because at that point like I just been performing in public for so long that I kind of just moved past the stage fright thing a little bit. Not really, but to the point where like it didn't freak me out.
Hmm.
But I will tell you about that fucking Grade 6 talent show because I'm telling you, man, that was like a whole thing. Like
Yeah, tell me.
I couldn't speak in front of half my teachers for like years. Like I was scared, especially my music teacher who was like his name was Mr. Weckworth and he was a really cool dude. I just like respected him so much that as like an autistic child, I couldn't speak to him.
Yeah.
And I really, cause at home, like I would, sing all the time and like make up little songs and like sing on the radio. And I knew that like I could, and I really wanted to join because they had a special choir. Because I was in regular choir because everyone joined that, and there was special choir. And I would try and audition every year, and every single year I would croak, and I would cry, and like literally start crying, and it was embarrassing. And then he retired when I got into grade 6. And I was really sad because I'm like, I'll never get to prove to him that, like, I swear to God, I'm not like this. And we got this new music teacher. And she was, like, super, like, she was, like, younger and, like, I don't know, like, also a woman. And I felt like it was easier to talk to another girl. I don't know. My brain was weird. And I ended up asking her to, like, play guitar to, like, sing this song at this talent show. And because I was so pissed off because everyone thought I was like shit. Like everyone thought it was so bad because I just couldn't. Like I physically could not sing and it was really pissing me off because I'm like, listen, like I swear to God, like I'm scared. And so I did this whole we did Blackbird by the Beatles.
Oh my
And I sang it
gosh.
in front of about of like in front of like 100 students.
Oh, wow.
And one of my classmates who I can't remember which one told me like because I was like shitting my pants. And he's like, listen, man, you gotta look straight up. Do you see that like air vent on the ceiling? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, stare at that the whole time. And I'm like, okie dokie, artichoke. So I did that. And it's funny because like the stage fright was just from singing. I had already done that talent show last year, and we did this parody of Dancing with the Stars, in which I specifically made up 5 different characters to do 5 like horrific dances, like on purpose, because the point was that I'm bad, so I get like picked, and the one good person is like the bad one. It was grade 5, and like I did not care. Like I was like throwing my little ass self all over the stage, like it didn't matter. But this was like freaking me out because I'm like, oh, I gotta be serious because I cannot be serious. But I got up and I fucking I have the video somewhere. It's not bad. It is definitely not bad, but it's definitely like, oh my God, that is an 11-year-old child. And I did that shit. And everyone was like, holy fuck, she's not stupid. And I'm like, yes. Yes. And they're like, she knows how to talk. And I'm like, yes. And then that just kind of like changed everything a little bit. I'm like, okay, so like it was like new skill unlocked. And just like chink, and then something like sparked in my brain. I'm like, I can make a living out of this. And now here I am, 20 years old, and I live in my childhood bedroom. Yeah.
And you're someone making a living. Let's go.
And I make some of the money off of the music.
Some of the money.
All the money. See, we make enough money to fund making the music, and that's what matters. Like, I don't have to pay for it out of pocket, so that's what's important.
That's good.
That's all we got.
That's worth it.
Yeah.
What are the 5 things that you didn't know from your first show?
Oh,
though?
God.
Come
right,
on,
sorry.
Tuva.
I forgot to create the 5 things.
Yeah.
I didn't know, like...
And you now know it's, like, basically a breeze now when you're doing your shows.
Well, like... that's such a, like, I don't, like, what did I not, I don't know, man. Like, I grew up always kind of on stages. I was also in dance, so I wasn't really surprised by, like, the crowd. I kind of knew, like, where to stand, and because of choir, I knew how to, like, stand up straight.
Yeah,
I've always
your proper
known how to, like,
stand straightness,
yeah. And, like, I've always known how to project, and I hate to say that, like, my performance style has not changed much since the 6th grade because I have such a hard time moving around.
Yeah.
I don't know how to have a stage. That's one thing I wish I did know is how to, because that's the one thing I don't have is the ability to like, you know, like let loose and do stuff. And like,
yeah,
it's taking me years to even be able to just like take the mic off a stand and walk around. Cause like I was so for years, like just right in front of the mic and just don't move.
Yeah.
But like, that's one thing I still don't know. Everything else, like, I mean, no one had ever like applauded for me before in like a setting of not being in a group because like again dance and stuff, it was never solo, it was always like amongst others, and choir too, you know. I'd always try and get like a little kick out of it, but I'm like, I'm in a group of like 50 kids, but this time it's like, oh, it's because I did something and no one's being mean. And kids were not mean to me after that. Kids were mean to me a lot for a lot of reasons, mostly because I like cried really easy and I was just kind of like weird and pretended to be a Pokemon during recess. Like there were definitely reasons, but like they weren't mean to me about this. So I'm like, maybe this is the way for people to like me a little more. So that's another thing I learned is that people respected me a little more. And that's what I think what I needed when I was at that age. That was good for me, but that's only like, that's 2 things.
Yeah.
2 things plus 1 thing I don't know.
3 things, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can look around now. I don't just look at the ceiling. So
yeah,
I
you just
fixed
don't
that.
look at that little
Yeah.
spot in the room now.
Still can't really make eye contact though.
No?
I try. But we're working on it.
You're working on it. You're
That's
still
that's
improving.
like 4 things.
That's 4 things. I think you're good. I'll
Uh,
let you slide. You're improving. You're still improving, like myself
Yeah.
too. We're all
I'm taking
improving.
a real long time, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, like every single moment you get on stage, you're improving. I feel like every single time you're doing something different. So
That is so true. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
So do you have a day job right now, Tuva, or are you in school, or what's going on?
I want to go back to school. I don't have like a plan yet because I was in school and then it was all online and then I hated that and then I took a break and then now it's like back again, but like I have a very hard time figuring out how to enroll myself in things because my brain is very one track. And I am good at 5 things and bad at everything else. And I'm also bad at figuring out how to find what classes to take, but I currently work at the LC. I work at the liquor store, and it's fun.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I do. And I work at the liquor store, and I sing songs, and those are my 2 things that I do. Yeah, it's fun because I work in Osborne, which means I keep running into people who do music stuff because all the music people live in Osborne, and they're like, "You're the guy," and I'm like, "Oh my god, you're the guy!" And I'll see someone wearing like a shirt from like a local band. I'm like, "Oh,
I've been to that show."
Yeah, like I've been there, and they're like, "Oh my god, like I know that guy," and I'm like, "Yeah." That's cool. I like where I'm working.
I work in St. Vital, and everyone that I know lives in St. Vital, and I'm like in North Godolphin area, so every single time it's like, yo, go to St. Vital. I'm like, you guys live so far.
How do you think I feel? All my friends live in like Windsor Park. It used to be that all my friends lived like in kind of downtown because I live in Wolseley, but like closer to West Broadway, which in my opinion is where downtown starts.
Yeah.
And I used to have most of my friends live in that area, and now they all live in like Windsor. And now like anytime I have to go to band practice, I have to drive all the way out to Windsor Park and then drive all the way back. Well, I'm not the one driving. My boyfriend's the one driving. I don't know how to drive, so I'm making him drive back and forth. And I feel a little bad. And now they're all planning on like moving over there anyway. Like
moving where now?
Him and Griff are getting a place together, and one of the places they were looking at, like, they could literally, like, see Zach's house from the front steps, and now I think they're kind of just going to be living in that area, so now everybody is going to be living in that area, and now I feel, like, this societal pressure to, like, look at an apartment in that area. Even though I want to live downtown. I like downtown. People are like, I don't live in West Broadway. I love West Broadway. I think it's a good time, and I think if you just mind your own business, it's fine. And everyone's really cool, and there's a lot of hot people, and I like local businesses, and the apartments look sexy.
I like the exchange area a lot. Like that area.
Me too, but that's just way out of my price range. That's my dream, but like, oh my god, it's expensive.
Yeah, like that area, and then I forget where you go. I forget what area it is. It's not.
You thinking Osborne?
Not Osborne. It's not Osborne.
Because Osborne Village is also sexy.
Osborne Village is nice, but that's way more expensive, I think, than Exchange, right?
Really?
I would think so. I don't know. No, it would be what's that street that's like fancy new right by the museum, the what is it, Man of Nature Museum. That street, that area. I forget what that area is called.
That's like you're talking about like Main Street. You're getting into like almost North End territory.
It's not Main Street though, but it's like you go down that street. I forget what area of town it's called.
But not Pemina. It's the
It's not Pemina.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Oh my god, I always forget. Oh my god, I know what you're talking about because I have a friend who lives down there.
And it's a nice area too.
What's it called?
I don't know what it's called.
I know what you're talking about. Oh my god.
I'm Google
It starts with a P, doesn't it, right? That's why I always get confused with Pemina.
It's not Pemina because I work in Pemina.
I know it's not Pemina. I know where Pemina is, but for some reason in my brain I always think Pemina, and it's not.
No, it's just called. Why is it still? Oh, it's Point Douglas.
No, it's not Point Douglas.
South Point Douglas?
No. No,
Um,
what street is Sam's Place on?
Sam's Place. Oh, that's too far down. That's way too far down.
Henderson. Are you not thinking Henderson Highway?
No, I'm not thinking there. I'm thinking
That's
like
right by the Museum of Men and Nature.
no, like Man of Nature's like what is it?
Men and Nature's
Manitoba,
on Main Street.
Manitoba. Yeah, that's on Main Street. I'm thinking just down that street, like off of Waterfront.
Oh, you're thinking far down. That's
Yeah.
like back in the exchange again. I thought you meant because literally you're on by the museum and
Yeah.
then you turn like
Oh yeah.
left and
Oh
then it's
yeah. You're
Henderson
thinking of
Road.
that area.
And then you drive far down. There's like a bunch of like really big, nice houses.
Yeah, you're thinking of that area.
No,
Like
you're thinking of like the quiet part of the exchange.
yeah, I'm thinking of that area. You're
Yeah,
thinking of
no,
like
that's
Elmwood
just
area.
no, that's just the exchange with less people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally just like the one across Portage. That's also nice, but also very expensive.
Yeah.
So
I hate
probably
it
not
here.
anytime soon.
I hate it here.
I hate it here.
I hate it here. What's your first concert you ever went to, Tuva?
Okay, so technically,
Mm-hmm.
technically, um, One Direction, but my sister got tickets for it, and then I was jealous because I was jealous that my younger sister got to go to a concert before me. However, I didn't really want to go see One Direction, but my mom felt bad that I was like jealous, so she bought us a ticket to go see One Direction. And don't get me wrong, I had a blast. Like it was a really good show. I had a great time. But like at that time when I was like 12 or whatever, I was again like, oh, I only listen to like Panic at the Disco. Ugh. Like, I was a hater. I'm a reformed hater, okay? I fixed my thinking. I think One Direction slaps. I was wrong. But the first concert I ever paid for myself and went to by myself was 21 Pilots when they came here on the Blurface tour in 2016.
That one.
And that's the same day I discovered what general admission was because I was really pissed that we had the worst seats in the entire because it was the Burton Cummings,
Oh
which
right,
love
yeah.
that venue. Terrible seats. We were up like on those wooden benches all the way on the top, and
All
I'm
those
like,
ones.
you can stand on the floor? And I'm like, what the? And it changed everything. And I'm like, I'm still pissed about it to this day because that show looked so fun. I wish I could have seen it. I wish I could have seen it. I saw the confetti come down, and at one point Tyler was standing on top of the piano, and then I saw that.
You missed out. You missed out.
I know, and it sounded really good. But that was my first ever show, and that, oh my god, I was so actually upset after that show. Like that was like, I don't know if you've heard of like post-concert depression.
Yeah.
Cause like, oh my god, like I first of all missed school for a day and a half because I just couldn't get out of bed because for some reason I was so distraught. And then I couldn't bring myself to listen to 21 Pilots for almost a month without like crying. It was
Wow.
really strange. And then I just got over it. And then I ended up seeing them like 5 times.
That's
so
nice.
Yeah.
I feel like recently I just had that with the G-Eazy thing. Like I've not had that ever in my entire life for like post like concert thing. Like yeah, there's concerts that I've like got baffled by from like performances and everything. Like I love Dayseeker when they were here. Whitechapel and everything, but like actually feeling like, yo, damn, I wish this happened again. What was that G-Eazy con? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What's 5 bands and artists you hope to get to see in the next 5 years? Not including 21 Pilots.
Oh, it's okay. We're not gonna be seeing 21 Pilots again anytime soon, I think. That was enough for me. But you mean like bands I want to see?
Yeah, you want to see, like, who do you want to see in the next 5 years? Bands or artists?
Oh my god. Okay.
Like
Car
five
seat header.
bands. You're limited to 5.
Okay, 5. I can do 5. I can do 5. That's really hard. I can do 5. Okay. Car seat headrest, because the first time I ever saw them, I didn't like know who they were, and it's still my biggest regret to this day because they're like my favorite band ever. Fiona Apple, I don't even know if she like performs anymore. I really hope she does. I'm in love with her. I'm in love with her so much. My Chemical Romance, because I got tickets to go see them before COVID happened, but then it just got canceled 3 years, and then by the time it came around, I just didn't have the money to make the trip, so I had to sell my tickets, and I couldn't go, even though they've been like my favorite band since like forever, and I'm still upset about it. So hopefully I'll get to see them again. Oh fuck. I gotta think. Oh, this is really hard. Um, 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 um.
Just look
Like,
around the room.
I know I'm looking around the room because I have a lot of posters because there's so many bands that I like love, like a
Yeah.
lot that I can't. Two
Yeah.
more.
Two more.
Haley Hendrix.
Ooh.
Because she writes like the prettiest songs ever, and I've taken a lot of inspiration from her recently. She's very cool.
Heck yeah.
And probably oh my god. Oh, one more. Oh my
One
god.
more.
Probably Pavement.
Pavement.
I love Pavement. They are so funny and silly, and I feel like that's the kind of music I would make if I were a man. But unfortunately, or like maybe if I were a man or just older, cuz like I just haven't like gotten that grasp of silly yet, you know? That silly comes with a certain kind of maturity that I have not unlocked cuz I am not over the age of 30. So we'll see.
Nice.
But I think they put on really good live shows. Yeah.
That's a diverseness of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A wide range. I mean, I was gonna put Faye Webster on there until I realized that she's coming to Folkfest anyway, so I am just seeing her.
Yeah.
I love Faye Webster. I love Faye Webster so much. But yeah, that'll be good. That'll be fun.
For me, it would be Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah.
Billie Eilish.
Of course.
Artist called Ghost Atlas. He's basically it's the side project from Era, Jesse Cash's side project. As everything unfolds. I would say probably Future.
I'm not sure who that is.
He's a rapper.
A rapper.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I was like, literally, I'm like, is it a band? And I'm like, no, never mind. Future the rapper.
Future the rapper. I'm trying to think another one. Who's another one? Damn, this is hard. I need to check my Spotify. That's it. I need to check my Spotify.
Now you gotta make me check my Spotify because I forgot to say Phoebe Bridgers, and I think somebody's gonna kill me.
Damn. Oh, I wanted to see this artist, and they canceled when they were here for All Time Low. It would be Nothing Nowhere.
Oh yeah, because that was All Time Low.
Yeah, that was All Time Low. Well, it sucks because literally he canceled with Meet Me at the Altar, and they did like a whole entire US thing because of that. Like they didn't want to do those Canadian dates or anything. They could have actually went to the Park Theater or something like that, but they just didn't want to.
Right. That's sad.
Yeah, that was
also
sad,
I forgot to mention Deftones. Deftones, really bad.
Deftones would be so good
live. Deftones. I love Deftones. I want to see that ad with Deftones.
I would love
to see that's like I just named 7 people. That's too many people.
I would love to see Thrice though. Thrice is one up there for me.
I also don't think I know them.
That's sad. You should listen to Thrice or Architects for me as well.
I'll have to check that out.
They're harder bands. They're very harder bands, but
yeah.
What do you want to accomplish when it comes to music, Tuva?
I would like to make a living, and I would like people to like it a lot. I would like people to like my music the way that I like other people's music, because I feel like the first relationship I ever had was music. Before any partner, me and music, we like it's because it's literally the only way I know how to like process my feelings is through like songs. And so I want people to have that same, effect, and I want people to like listen to this and be like, this is like some different crazy shit. Whoa, she's like, get out of my head, and that's who we're trying to be, and that's what I want. And I would like to be able to make a living, and I'd like to be able to live comfortably and have a nice little house where I can just make music in it all the time.
Hell yeah.
That's the plan.
That is a good plan.
I mean, that's my house right now, but like my own one. My house with more than a bedroom to sit in.
Cue Flowrider, My House. Welcome to my house, baby.
Play that music too loud.
I don't know.
Stop. We can't even go out. I didn't listen to Florida.
Oh, that's sad.
I know.
So
I didn't like. I was like not allowed to listen to the radio as a kid, so now I just like missed
this is
out.
not even radio. This is like pot, like on our like sock ups or the school dances.
They didn't really play that. I mean, the school dances I went to were like the preteen ones, so they were like very safe with their music. So it was a lot of like like Justin Bieber and
Aw.
like Soulja Boy, and then like all the music we listened to at home was like my dad's music, which was like good, but it just wasn't like the music anyone else was listening to. But
Yeah.
like I know Selena Gomez and stuff, and like I'd
Selena
listen to
Gomez
like
is
music
queen, by the way.
that my friends played. Huh?
Selena Gomez is queen, by the way.
I love Selena Gomez. She's so cool. But no, she's like I would listen to like any music that my friends would play, but that was all like, like the girly queens of the day. So that's what I got. That and then Simon and Garfunkel. So those are my two childhood lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Nickelback for me. Let's go.
Oh my god. Shout out Nickelback.
Shout out Nickelback. Let's go. We hope to photograph them in June. We're trying.
Oh my
We're
god.
trying. Like literally there'll be a full circle moment for me, Tuva, because Nickelback was technically, in a sense, my first big arena well, no, it was my second arena. No, it was my first concert that I did of bring my camera and took first photo to last photo with my little digital camera. So
Yeah.
So
that'll be cool.
It'll be a cool and big moment.
A whole moment.
It'll be a cool moment. I'm gonna flip out at one if I do get to take photos of Nickelback.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm praying for you.
Right. Pray. Do you think artists should be independent or go to labels, Tuva?
I think artists should do whatever they think is going to make the most sense for their work and whatever they think is going to be right. Because I've heard good things from both sides and I've heard bad things from both sides. And I'm sure with the right label, you will not be fucked over. And it will help you way more if you, as an individual, are not the type of person who's going to be equipped to handle all of your own,
True.
Production and publishing and promotion and management and all that stuff and booking and what have you. Because sometimes people just want to make the music. And independent artists are also people who are very good at business. And unfortunately, some of us are not very good at business. And it helps to have someone like a label. But again, that just depends on what you think is going to happen to your work. Because I treat my music like my children. And I don't want to give them to the wrong custody. Right? So it kind of just... it just depends on what situation you're in and who you're working with. Right now, I quite enjoy being independent.
Yeah.
I like being able, because like my entire network of friends is the people that I work with, so it is quite convenient. It's very easy to be friends with the person who produces your music, because it doesn't feel like you're like booking a meeting with some guy you don't know. It's just like, hey bitch, when you want to make a song. Like, it's nice like that. And that's why I'm very grateful for the friends that I have and how they are actually good at managing things. Because I can show up with the stuff, but when I have the stuff, what do I do with that? Then I'm pretty much rendered useless. So if it weren't for the people that know what they are doing, I would be a little bit stuck. So I like that we are independent. And we get stuff done. And we're doing it ourselves.
Heck yeah, we support
Yeah. Yeah.
Tips for artists probably might seeking to go like a label or record company, you think, if they are trying to?
Oh, do your research. And by that I mean ask around. Like, don't look it up online. Talk to people who work with those people, because they're gonna be dead ass with you. If they're getting fucked over or they feel like something sketchy's going on, they're going to tell you. So like, it's important to have connections with other artists, so on the off chance they're picked up by somebody and you're like, hey, I'm interested in like reaching out, like what was your experience like? Chances are they're gonna be dead ass with you and they're gonna be like, hey, Some things are great. I didn't like how they did this one thing, and it's kind of freaking me out. I'll let you know how it goes. So that's, I mean, I haven't gone as far as to be looking into a lot of like labels. I've like shopped around for like recording studios and stuff, but label wise, I still feel like it's too soon for that. Also, I kind of like how we're doing our own thing, and I feel like we can do that for a little while longer. But yeah, no, ask other artists, because other artists are not gonna bullshit you because they're not trying to scam you. Yeah.
Nice. Good advice. I like that. That's probably something that I don't typically hear from people, which is good. Good little.
Oh, there you go. I mean, I figured like if you're gonna ask anyone, ask the person who's in the same position as you. Because why are they preying on your downfall? Unless they're like assholes or something, in which case, why are you talking to them?
Well, you wouldn't
know,
obviously,
right?
You wouldn't know.
Ask more than one person. Get multiple sources, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's an upcoming show you're looking forward to?
Well, we have the show on Friday, which I'm very excited for because it's the Pride kickoff show, and it's also kind of a funny show because the bands Spectrums and the band Graffiti Parks, two of the members are two people that I have known since I was about 11 or 12 years old. And we both grew up in the same like music program called Just TV. So that's how we all started making music together, especially me and my friend Aaliyah, who I've known. She's like my oldest friend. I've known her since I was 11. And we both started making music at the exact same time, and we both had like the exact same thing going on. It was us and our little like acoustic guitars, and we'd have our little like side projects together and write all these songs. And now we both have our own bands, and we're like coming together to do this show together, and it's gonna be really cute. I'm happy about that because it's like the gang's back together again. Now we're adults, and turns out we're all gay now. How did that happen? Whoa! But it'll be exciting. That'll be a good one.
Good little moment together. We like that.
Yeah.
We support that.
Yeah.
Nice. What's a small artist you've been getting into lately that you wish was like a big mainstream level artist right now, Tuva?
Holy fuck. Hold on. Give me a second. I gotta look for something. Give me a second. I have literally an entire playlist for this specifically.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Of just artists that they need more.
They need to be seen more.
They need to be seen more.
Damn.
Hold on.
Crazy. She has a playlist for that. Damn.
Well, I mean, like, starting locally, obviously, fucking Tinge is so crazy, insane, good, and, like, there's, like, a lot of my friends are in bands that, if the music is good, it's just not the kind of music that I listen to. This is the type of shit that I'm, like, fucking playing all the time, and I'm like, oh my god, this is from here? You make this shit here? And, I mean, like, they literally just started out. I mean, Veronica has been making music for a while now, but the band is pretty new. And they're my favorite band in the city. Like, holy shit. And then if we're thinking, like, not local wise, we're thinking, like, on the bigger scheme of things, there's this band called, like, Akron, like, what's the symbol that's like the slant?
Backslash?
Is it backslash?
Maybe.
Yeah. Akron /family. I don't even know what the fuck genre of music this is, but like, holy shit, it's so good. It is so good. I love these guys. I want to get hold on. The record is Don't Be Afraid, You're Already Dead. Such a good album, and it's like $8 million to buy on a vinyl, so, because it's like they don't have a bunch of them, and I want it, because I want it so bad, and I've never heard anyone talk about them ever, not once, and literally like a month ago, I was in, Into the Music, and I saw in like the CD section, they had like the slot with their name, but like no albums, but I'm like, holy fuck, and that's the first time I'd ever seen them referenced outside of like my own library, and I had like a little bit of a stroke. So I feel like more people should listen to them. I don't know if they do. Like, maybe they're big, and maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm just slow, but I have yet to hear anyone talk about them to me personally, and I feel like I wish more people did.
How big are they a monthly on Spotify?
Let me see.
Because if they're a significant amount, it makes sense then.
Like 32,000.
Okay, they're decent. They're slowly getting up there.
32,000, 111.
Okay, they're getting up there. They're getting up
Yeah.
there. They're slowly. It's a little push for them. They'll get
Slowly.
up there. They're
But
slow.
yeah, I like them all. They're very like they're like dark folk, like alternative, like crazy shit. Like they're really cool.
Dark folk. I've not listened to that.
They're really
Oh,
cool.
I need to listen to this later.
My favorite song. I'm gonna hold on. It's called. This is also a long ass fucking song. It's called like. It's called "Ed is a Portal," and it's like so literally 7 minutes 31 seconds. Nuts song. This is my Bohemian Rhapsody. Like holy shit. That's been one of my favorite songs for like a year now. It's so good.
7
What?
minutes.
7 minutes. But like it's so good. Oh my god. It doesn't feel like 7 minutes. It really doesn't.
You know what else? 7 minutes?
What?
What is your thoughts on Skelly leaving Jupiter Meltdown?
Like I was sad. I understand why. Because he has a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And like I kind of knew, like when we started the band, he talked about how he'd like be here to like help out and stuff.
Yeah.
But he like kind of said that it's like he'd be floating between stuff, and he never really ever did say that he was like 100% in on this band. But I guess just because he was there all the time, it just felt like he was like always gonna be there. And then he's like, "Hey, I'm in like a lot of shit, and I can't like dedicate like enough time that we probably need for this project, and like I don't want to like like." Hold it in back, and I'm like, I get it, but like it sucks. Like it was sad, but he's down to play guitar if we're ever missing a guitarist, and he still hangs out and stuff. So it's not like we lost Zach. It's just he's not playing the shows anymore, and that's sad because he's very good. He was really good, and he learned the stuff real fast, and I like that. But yeah, but no, he's a busy guy, so he can't be in like 50 million things. I'm sure. I mean, I can handle one thing. I can handle that, and that even is like a lot of things. So like, fucking Jesus Christ! Like, how many bands is he in? Like, 70?
Not 70.
80?
Like
80 bands?
3 or 4.
He's in every band in the city.
He's in
has that
at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all though. He's still around.
Nice.
He helps out.
What do you want the people to know about you, Tuva?
Oh my god, I feel like I just kind of like dumped everything. What do I want the people to know?
Yeah.
I like long walks on the beach and going out to karaoke with my friends. And also,
what's your go-to karaoke song?
Anything ABBA. Anything ABBA, because they are a part of me and I am a part of them. And I also really I what else? I really like I really like playing Minecraft. Like a lot. Like a lot. And and if you ever want to pal around, I'm the guy in town.
What's your plans for the rest of the year, too?
I'm working. I want to do this EP so that we release enough music that we can do like a tour, because I really want to go on tour. Me and Liam were talking about that. I like that idea. Also, I feel like if we just like get more money, we can do it. So we're gonna play more shows, and I'm gonna move out of my childhood home. That's the plan, and I'm gonna write more songs.
Cool. Shout yourself out, Tuva. What do you want the people to check you out on? Where?
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram at it's Tuva, and you can find me on Facebook at, well, if you just go to my website, tuvabergstrom.com, it'll tell you the rest of it. And my Facebook is like Tuva Bergstrom. And my Twitter, you don't need to know, because that is not for you to find out. And my TikTok is Jupiter Meltdown. I don't post anything about the band on it most of the time, but that's where it came from first anyway. So I post a lot there, though. It's funny. And my YouTube is Tuva Bergstrom. If you want to watch me when I'm 15 sing bad songs in a stairwell. And that's all of it's on my website, tuvabergstrom.com. Woo! tuvabergstrom.com, everybody. www.tuvabergstrom.com. I really hope it's not CA. I can't remember. I don't remember which one's which.
And that is it. There you go. That's the podcast too.